don't usually go live, so I'm really not sure how this works. But I'll wait to see if anybody hops on. I don't know. Not sure how this works. So I guess you just wait to see if people come in. If there's anybody in here, if you could say something, because I can't tell if there's anyone in here or not. Okay, well, hi. Hi, country girl. I'm gonna just get on with this real quick here. And I'll let it go to video and I'll put it up, but I don't know how long YouTube's even gonna allow this to be up. They may even kick me off the platform for this, but I think this is important. Um, I haven't heard anybody talk about this, and if you watch my video today, I spoke about what's going on with our elections and everything and what's to come if the wrong people get in power. And this is something that's been on the CDC website that I have not heard anybody speak about. So I'm gonna just briefly go over what this says because I think it's important. People need to know what's going to happen. Like I said on my video today, I already knew this was coming, but there are people out there that don't know this is coming, and the people who have supported the left by voting for them and everything else, I don't think they think that it's real. I think they think it's just the right talking crap. But guess what? It's not. This is on the actual CDC website. So let me get on with this. This article is called Operational Considerations for Humanitarian Settings. It says this document presents considerations from the perspective of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention for implementing the shielding approach in humanitarian settings outlined in guidance documents focused on camps, displaced populations, and low resource settings. This approach has never been documented and has raised questions and concerns among humanitarian partners who support response activities in these settings. The purpose of this document is to highlight potential implementation challenges of the shielding approach from CDC's perspective and guide thinking around implementation in the absence of empirical data. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about COVID camps. What is the shielding approach? The shielding approach aims to reduce the number of severe COVID-19 cases by limiting contact between individuals at higher risk of developing the disease and the general population. Now you ready? Listen to this. High-risk individuals would be temporarily relocated to safe or green zones established at the household, neighborhood, camp/sector, or community level, depending on the context and setting. They would have minimal contact with family members and other low-risk residents. So they're basically talking about concentration camps here for COVID-19. Current evidence indicates that older adults and people of any age who have serious underlying medical conditions are at high risk for severe illness. In most humanitarian settings, older population groups make up a small percentage of the total population. For this reason, the shielding approach suggests physically separating high-risk individuals from the general population to prioritize the use of limited available resources and avoid implementing long-term containment measures upon the general public. In theory, the shielding may serve its objective to protect high-risk populations from disease and death. However, implementation of the approach necessitates strict adherence to protocol. Inadvertent introduction of the virus into a green zone may result in rapid transmission among the most vulnerable populations the approach is trying to protect. So this is what they're talking about. Now, this is the summary of the shielding approach. At the household members, specific room or area designated for high-risk individuals. Then it tells you what your movement should be in your own home. Now, at the neighborhood level, you ready? A designated shelter group of shelters, max 5 to 10 households within a small camp or area where high-risk members are grouped together. Neighbors swap households to accommodate high-risk individuals. Do you see here? Do you see? This is what people who knew what was going to happen have been screaming about. It's not. Do you see? Do you get it now? Now, the summary of a camp sector level. A group of shelters, such as schools, community buildings within a camp sector. Max 50 high-risk individuals per single green zone, where high-risk individuals are physically isolated together. This is a concentration camp, and this is what they're talking about. And yes, this is in our country. This is on the CDC website. So this is what they want to implement. This was put out in July of this year. This is what they're trying to figure out how to implement. For high-risk individuals, they're going to tell you how to stay in your home, what you can and cannot do in your home. At the neighborhood level, they're going to create a camp area in your neighborhood level where 5 to 10 households are going to be put in this camp. At the camp sector level, they're going to build a freaking camp, and they're going to put high-risk individuals in there. Max 50 people per camp. And it's going to be a green zone. Now, if you're put in one of these things, it says one entry point is used for exchange of food and supplies. A meeting area is used for residents and visitors to interact while practicing physical distancing. No movement into or outside the green zone. Do you understand now? Do you understand why the people who voted for Trump, what they've been screaming about? Do you get it now? Do you think that you're not going to be part of this? Or do you actually agree with this? I know that I have some people that watch my channel that are left-wing supporters. I understand that. But do you see what I've been talking about in my videos? Do you understand now why people are walking the streets in Washington, D.C. today? Over 1 million people, I'm told, have been there. Do you understand why? This is why. Because once the left gets in power, this is going to be implemented. We're talking about green zones. and camps where they're going to put people and make them stay. Do you get it now? If you don't, you are stupid. You are as dumb as the day is long. And if you think it's a lie, go Google it. Put in, when you go to Google, put in CDC coronavirus shielding, and you pull it up for yourself and you read it. This is what is coming to our country. Now, I don't know how long YouTube is going to let me keep this video up. They're probably going to take it down. If they don't kick me off the platform altogether, what I suggest you do is share this video. If you can't share this video, go look this up. It's very simple. Just Google CDC coronavirus shielding, and it will pull this article up. Share this article far and wide, because this is what is coming. If this election is allowed to be stolen, we're getting camps and green zones. Take care.